So, now that we've understood a little bit more about geography, we want to give you an idea of where we're going so you can be more curious about the world and maybe ask some questions of your own as you see where we're traveling. So let's talk about where we're actually going. We're leaving in January and we're traveling by boat, which is in blue, traveling by bus or train, which is in red. We're traveling by air, which is in green, to 6 continents over 14 months. And so we'll be leaving in January and we'll come back home in March 2013. So we plan to visit about 50 countries during our trip. We want to fly as little as possible so that we'll see more of the world from the ground rather than just be up in the air seeing clouds. We plan to spend a month in Australia, 3 months in Asia, 2 months in Europe, 2 months in Africa, 2 months in South America, 1 month in North America, and then about 3 months on the ocean going between continents on a ship. Okay? At the heart of our trip are going to be some overnight hikes, or what we're calling treks, i.e. trekking the planet. We're taking a series of overnight hikes to different places around the world. We plan to walk about 500 miles on 11 different hikes or treks. This means we're going to be carrying backpacks, and we're going to be camping when we do this hiking. So we've selected hikes and treks, which we'll tell you about in a minute, that show you national parks, different animals, different wildlife, as well as show you different cultures and different people, so you'll be able to understand a little bit more about the people and nature of the world. So let's look at those a little bit more closely. Our first hike or trek is going to be in Australia. We're going to go to an island called Tasmania, and there we're going to hike through a national park, and we're going to look at some mountains, some rainforests, some beautiful streams and mountains, and then we're going to go on a 50-mile hike through this area. Then next we're going to go to the continent of Asia and the country of Laos. Here we're going to trek through several villages in the northern hills. We're going to stay in these villages overnight. We're going to stay in people's homes, get to know the people, talk to the kids, understand how do they go to school just like you, learn about what the people do during the day, and hopefully learn more about the culture in this part of the world. Next, we're going to be traveling through Asia to the country of Nepal. Nepal is known for being in the Himalayan mountains and having some of the tallest mountains in the world, including Mount Everest, which is the tallest mountain. Here we're going to hike in an area that used to be a former kingdom that's only been open to foreigners for about 20 years. And here we're going to see both beautiful scenery, and we're going to hopefully learn more about the people that live there as well, and we're hoping to meet with the former king of the kingdom. Our last trek in Asia will be in Central Asia area, and here we're going to go to an area that has some beautiful lakes, mountain peaks, rivers, and we're going to learn more about the culture in this part of the world as well. After Asia, our plan is to go to Europe. We're going to the country of Sweden, and we're going to go very far north in Sweden to the Arctic Circle, which is very close to the North Pole. And here we're going to hike about 50 miles over 7 days through this national park. And it's going to be light almost 24 hours a day here. The sun doesn't set in the summer because it's so far north. So we'll be able to tell you what it's like to go outside at midnight and see the sun out, and what it looks like and how it is to try to go to sleep when it's not dark, and learn more about the animals in this national park as well. Our second European trek will be in the country of Slovenia. This is a brand new country. It's only about 20 years old. And here there's a mountain range called the Julian Alps. It's part of the famous Alps where you've heard of the Matterhorn, and those kinds of mountains are in the Alps. We're going to be in another part of it. We're going to hike through the national park here and also learn about the animals in this area. Then we're going to go on to Africa. And in West Africa there's a country called Mali. And here we're also going to stay in some villages of a group of people called the Dogon people. They actually live on the sides of cliffs in these cliff houses. And we're going to stay in their village and talk to the people again, talk to the kids, learn about their culture, their language, and that sort of thing. And then the next part of Africa we're going to go to is a country called Ethiopia in the eastern part of Africa. Here we're going to visit another national park that's supposed to be very beautiful. And we're going to see some foxes, some baboons, and an animal called the wild ibex that's been hunted close to extinction. We're hoping to see that too, so that we can learn more about the animals in this part of Africa. Next we're going to go to a country called Jordan, which is in the Middle East. And here we're going to hike to an old city called Petra that's from the 6th century BC. And it's a very old city, very beautiful. It was actually been used in movies, including one of the Indiana Jones movies was filmed in this area. Then the last place we're going to go be trekking is in South America. We're going to go to Brazil, which has the Amazon rainforest in it. And here we're going to see a bunch of different animals. There's like 15,000 different animals in the Amazon rainforest. So we'll be able to tell you what it's like to go hiking and see the animals here. Then we're going to go to the bottom of the continent and see, down in Argentina, and see a national park there called Torres del Paine in Patagonia. They have glaciers here, rivers, and really tall mountains, so we can see that as well. And then the very last trek we're planning on taking is in the country of Chile, in the Atacama Desert. This desert is one of the driest deserts in the world. It actually has areas that haven't gotten rain in 150 years. So we're going to go there as well. So those are where we're going to be going over the next 14 months on our Trekking the Planet journey.